Okay, now that we have come out with the total man days, it's time to do the SDLC cycle consideration, or we can say the phase consideration. When we talk about big projects, or when we talk about any kind of projects or planned projects, it is not just coding or execution what exists. We also need to define other phases like design, or we need to consider the other phases like design, requirement, testing. So in this session what we'll do is that we'll try to understand that once we get the man days, how do we consider these phases in estimation. So basically what you do is that, let's say that you have come out with your 19 man days. I mean to say, you have your adjusted function point, you have defined a productivity factor, and after defining a productivity factor you have come out with 19 man days. Now this 19 man days needs to be then distributed across all the phases: the requirement phase, the design phase, the execution phase, and the testing phase, or whatever phases you have defined. So what I do is normally, and this can vary from organization to organization, I allocate 70% to the execution and the remaining 10% to requirement, 10% to design phase, and 10% to the testing phase. So 10% of 19 man days goes here, 10% of 19 man days go to the requirement phase, 10% of 19 man days go to the design phase, and 70% of 19 man days goes to the execution phase. So 10% of 19 man days becomes 1.8 man days, and of the execution phase it becomes 13.2 man days. But now there's a slight problem here, because some people can also allocate 100% to the execution phase, and I mean to say they can allocate completely 19 man days here, and then take out 10% of this and allocate to the requirement phase and the design phase. Now when will that happen? If your productivity factor is being gauged, or is been assessed by using all the phases, then you need to give the distribution of 70, 10, or 10%, or whatever you can allocate. But if your productivity factor is 100% of only coding, means when your company has done the baselining, or this productivity factor takes into consideration only the execution phase, then you need to define 100% here. Mostly in all the IT companies, the distribution or the baselining is basically on complete SDLC cycle. So what we will do is that in our future, when we do the future project of counting in the same video, we will allocate in this way. That is, we will allocate 70% here, we will allocate 10, 15, or depending whatever it is, so that the total is always 100%. So we will not be allocated 100% to the execution phase. Now the other important factor which we need to consider is resource and costing. So now that we have come to consideration, we have come to a conclusion that, okay, 1.8 man days for my requirement, 1.8 man days for my technical, execution, testing. If I put 2 resources for my requirement, then it comes to 1 day, because if this is, when we say 1.8 man day, that means 1 resource can complete the requirement in 1.8 days. So if I put 2 resources, it can get completed in 1 day. Okay, so in the same way I start allocating resources. So you can see that my total project schedule has become 6 man days. So you need to assign resources after you are completed with your SDLC phase allocation. Now once you have completed your assigning of resources, what you can do is that you can just multiply every of your resource, how much do they cost, and come out with the total project amount. Now this is your software project amount, but other than the software project amount, there are other things also in the project. Like example, you need to procure a license of VS 2008. If suppose some resources traveling on site, like travel ticket plus hotel, are you going to buy some other kind of components? Are you also going to do documentation? Remember, documentation writing is not counted in function points. Only the F1 help is counted as 1 EI. So if you remember, when we did the EI calculation, we said that for every context sensitive help you will count it as 1 EI. But it's not the estimation for the documentation. I mean to say not for the data, for the matter which you write. And then also contingency, in case somebody is resigning or something, so you can take this as some percentage of your total cost. So these are like prices which are ad hoc, or I'll say the prices which are not related to software, but like the server licenses or hardwares, electricity bill, your travel tickets, the software license processing. So you just total this out, and that is the total cost of your software project. So I hope that I was able to make you understand how function point analysis works. So if we can just revise it. So what we did is, first we counted the EIs, EOs, EQs, all the 5 things of function point. We summed them up. We then applied GSC characteristics to those total function points, and we got something called as an adjusted function point. We then applied productivity factor over it, and we got the man days. We took those man days and we spread it across to the SDLC cycle. We got our phase wise schedule. Then we applied the resourcing to it, and we got something called as a schedule days. Then we took out the total project cost, and we got the total costing of the project. So what we'll do is that in the coming section we will go through a function point template, and we'll try to complete one project using this, so that we can understand practically how function point works.